In this lesson, we will animate the female hero's counterattack. So this is going to be one frame before the villainess is struck, which is on frame 21. Now even before that, you could see that when the villainess rises up for her next attack, how it almost looks as if she's already been hit. Remember, this frame on 19 was supposed to be one where she actually looks back at the heroine for a continued attack. And we just roughed in this pose, but what we need to do here is have her look at her target. So I'm going to start with the neck control, just rotating that down slightly, and then we can go to the head control and have that point at the next character. Great, much better. So as we scrub through, here's what we have. All right, I'd also like to grab her left arm and just pull that in a bit more because we're getting some hyperextension. We just want to fix that. Great, and now we're ready to work on the counterattack. So let's go in and grab all of the controls of the heroine. So all of our translation controls. So once we've grabbed the legs and the knees, the arms, we'll also go in and grab the center of gravity. And on frame 20, we'll bring her over. We'll check the distance by scrubbing. Might want to bring her higher just a little bit. And then I'll go ahead and check the direction she's hopping in by going to her side view. Okay, I think we can bring her slightly over screen left. And now at that point, we could start to have her spin around. Now keep in mind, she's going to still land on that right foot because it's just a small hop. All right, so with that said, I'll start with the center of gravity, just twisting that around. Okay, great. Then I'd like to go to the right foot to twist that, and then rotate the ankle down, and then just bring that over. So she's about ready to land back on that foot. Since we've twisted the ankle, we'll need to bring the knee over. Then I'll go to the left foot. We could also start bringing that over and twisting the ankle. All right, great. So I'll now go in and grab that knee and bring that around as well. It looks like the heel is away from the leg control. I'll use transform to 0 to bring that back. Just go ahead and grab the main leg control and do this. We can use those extra foot controls here to offset things, but in this case, with this extreme action, it's a good idea to animate directly on the primary control. Okay, I'd like to have the left leg move in a bit closer to the right to fix this. And now at this point, it'd be a good idea to go in and start bringing that sword arm around for the strike. So she's actually going to hit her with the flat end of the blade, just kind of knocking her down. So I'll bring that around. All right, great. Then we can start to translate this down. and then fix the orientation of the wrist. Alright, so the sword should actually make contact with her head. Otherwise, when we play it back, that contact's not there. We're not going to feel it in the animation. It's just going to look off. We'll also want to go in and tweak the shoulder. Let's bring that forward. And then go back and extend the right arm. Great. The torso is twisting around here as well, so that means that when we twist this, we may need to adjust the arm, but that's fine. We already have it roughly posed out, so tweaking it a bit more will not be an issue. Alright, so we'll go back and grab her sword arm and just extend that. And then bring it over so she makes contact with the villainess. It almost looks like a two-hand attack, but she's only attacking with one hand. She's that skilled and that strong. So I'm going to go ahead and start to swing the left arm around. Bring it over to her side, and then we'll fix the orientation of her wrist. Okay, great. I might extend that arm just a bit more. And then adjust her shoulder. As for the elbow, we can go ahead and just bring that back some. And then we'll have her look at the villainess, where she's striking. Great. So that looks nice. Let's go ahead and scrub through to make sure we're satisfied with this pose. I think it's come together very well. I'd almost like to tweak the neck. I think it's forward too much, so I'll go ahead and rotate it back in the x-axis and then rotate the head down to point at the villainess. Beautiful. Okay, so let's ask, is this pose strong enough? How can we push this further? Would we do that by grabbing the torso and twisting that more to exaggerate things? I think that's a good idea. And then we can go ahead and bring the sword arm forward more to exaggerate the pose here. Then I think we can also push the opposite arm back a bit more. Because we want a good feeling of strength here. But still, she should show her feminine qualities. I think we've done a great job at that, at portraying this. Okay, great. All right, well, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and now start to work on the follow-through to this. And then in the next lesson, we can kind of finish up the follow-through. That means we're just about done with our blocking pass. We'll really have just one more pose after that before we double check and make sure that we're satisfied with every pose, so we can move right to smoothing the animation out. So we're just about there. Let's go to frame 22 and just translate her back with all of her controls selected. We'll also want to bring her down since she's about to land at this point. And now, this would be a good time to check the height on 20. Should we exaggerate this by just translating her up just a bit more? I think that might be a good idea. Just to loosen her up a bit, and then we can go ahead and translate her down a bit more on 22. And then check her direction by looking at things in the front view. I might want to bring her over screen right just a little bit more. Okay, great. So at this point, I'll check 20. Since we brought her up, we might want to bring the sword down. I'll also go ahead and rotate it down in the Z-axis. Beautiful. Okay, so let's say we stop the lesson here. In the next lesson, we will finish animating the follow-through to our heroine's counterattack.